Do not be ashamed to let your light shine before men, that they see every gift that you have.
Seattle Police Department, we are now moving forward to reestablish our bike line. We ask that you move 5 steps back from the fence. Please move 5 steps back from the fence. Seattle Police Department, move back from the fence. Let us establish our fence. We are committed to a peaceful protest. There's ample room behind you and in the park to continue your First Amendment rights. The Seattle Police Department, we are committed to peacefully doing this. Please move back. We ask that you move back away from the officers.
So, I have spent this year trying to, well, firstly, welcome to Reagan's Playhouse. Obviously, I've spent the year trying to broaden my horizons and get excited and really try to see what all is out in the world. So, previously, you have seen some clips of protesting and a really hard video of them opening fire. And I will tell you honestly, I was in that crowd. So, back on May 28th, I took off for Seattle. I wanted to see my friends again. It had nothing to do with the protest. I actually didn't even know I was going to get involved in the protest until I got to Seattle. So, firstly, I got on the plane. I flew out of St. Louis, Missouri. I know what state that's in. Thanks, Tiny Hands. Don't know your states, buddy. So, I flew out of St. Louis and I stopped in Denver and totally checked out the Denver airport, but nothing really worth filming. So it wasn't no creepy something. I didn't get to see the Masonic plaque out front. Like, I'd really like to just fly to the Denver airport one day just to get to see all that weird conspiracy stuff. So anyway, I jumped on my plane about 45 minutes later in Denver and I flew straight to Seattle. So firstly, I arrive in Seattle, puke my guts up all over the seat next to me. And like, we're landing. Like, I can't stop the plane. Like, I'm just stuck puking right here. I got all kinds of motion sickness. It was terrible. So I get to Seattle. My friends that you actually saw in the videos and pictures with me, they met me at the airport. I have not seen my friend Hunter in, oh gosh, 12 years, 11 years. And it was just really, really rewarding to be met at the airport and hugged by somebody who missed you and loved you, and to now meet his fiance. Oh my gosh, she's wonderful also. So that was really, it just kicked off the trip to Seattle, you know, just all these things happening at one time. So we get there, we crash out because it's like 1 in the morning. We wake up the next day and they're like, let's go to Tacoma. Well, if you guys don't know anything about Tacoma, the thing in Tacoma is if you smell that sweet aroma, that's how you know you're in Tacoma. So that's been one of my favorite things since I came back. So we drove out to Tacoma, and we shot video at Ted Bundy's house. Now, I only posted a picture here. It was a lot to take in. The porch looks exactly the same. It's the house that they found Bible scripture scribbled all over. Like, this really played into Ted Bundy's, like, psychological snap. So that was totally right up my alley. I love serial killers. I think they're awesome. It's scary. I love it. So first day out the gate, we get back to the house. We start watching the protest on TV. We want to make sure that it is safe for us to go exercise our rights as an American, that nobody's going to open fire on us, and if they are opening fire, what time do they start opening fire? The city was on a 9 o'clock curfew. That, you know, made things more difficult to actually like see it out. But, you know, at one point you just have to stop being scared. That's it. Just stop being scared. You know, there are my brothers and sisters that walk the street every single day in the fear that I felt. And that's not okay with me. So, we're in Seattle. We decide to go during the day, me and Ty do, while our friend Hunter is at work. We go into Seattle and we walked probably 4 or 5 miles. Buildings were just boarded up. Like, there was no real destruction. Like, there was no looting. Like, it was just like signs, please don't burn our businesses. Like, I actually have a picture of a sign that says, please don't burn our business, people live here. And I can understand it because it is a big city, and once you get in that riot mentality, there's no telling what could happen. But I'm here to tell you what happened in Seattle, and it wasn't what the mainstream media made it out to be. So we get there, we are marching. We start at Cap Hill, where I sit down on a bench and we start talking to the gentleman next to us. Now, the gentleman next to us is a queer black man, and he is absolutely fabulous. I loved him. His name was Curtis. He was beautiful. Oh man, his eyelashes. Man, I thought I had some eyelashes. That dude had some eyelashes. So the sad part about this meeting is he had gallons of milk with him. Okay, and you might ask me, it's the middle of May, June, why would he have gallons of milk with him? Because the police were shooting at us. They were macing us. They were flashbanging us. They even brought out the LRAD on us. And for you that don't know what the LRAD is, the LRAD is a box, okay? It's huge. It's bigger than this. But the LRAD puts off a beeping emission that screws up your hearing if you stay within it for more than 30 seconds. So we didn't get that used on us, but we did get shot at. So proceeding with my story, that's later on. That was one of my last days in Seattle. So proceeding on, we march up to Cap Hill. Everything's great. We are talking with city leaders. We're watching the city leaders come out. Like, this is pre-Chaz. I am there to witness pre-Chaz. So the cops are all lined up and they're recording us. And you had to wear a mask because if they had caught you at the time with anything, they were taking you for police brutality, or what is it? Not police brutality, assault on an officer. Now, mind you, we're just marching. We're exercising our right as Americans to march, to protest, to be free to tell the world what we want. And that was beautiful. So, it's so hard to talk about because from one extreme to the other, it turned, and it wasn't us. It was the police department. They, okay, moving on. So, the picture you saw of the bruise, that is actually on my friend's leg, Ty. She was hit with one of those flashbang pepper spray balls. And when they explode, shrapnel goes everywhere. They're shooting these at people's faces. There are videos on the internet you can find. They're shooting these at people's faces, to people that they don't like. They are full discrimination. We had cops who got up in our face and were laughing at us. Like, if you're out here holding the line down, my dude, like, you're supposed to be showing us that not all cops are the same. So why are you laughing in the faces of these people who have so much to tell you, who have so much that they just want to say to you? Nobody is throwing anything at you. And if they were throwing anything, those people got moved to the back of the crowd. The main... yeah, so it was a really tough time. I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely came home different. It was a real eye-opener, and even though we went to the protest every other day I was in Seattle, my mental health was still affected. I came home and cried for weeks, and I'm gonna tell you, I still cry today because what we experienced wasn't fair. Not at all. And I used to say, no, it's not that big a deal. Like, the police are not beating up that many people. Like, it's not that big a deal. They don't really do that out there, because in my small town that doesn't happen. But it is. It's happening out in the world. Like, Seattle gave me a new outlook on life. And I can only hope that what I learned will help me further in this world. And it will help me help my brothers and sisters in arms. And I mean, it was devastating. It was... You ever been maced? Yeah. I saw my friend get maced. I watched a girl run past me with her eyes swelled out. She couldn't see, they were swelled shut. So, if you take anything from this, it's start watching YouTube. Start watching your friends who are in these places. Start watching local. I mean, it's not, don't trust the mainstream media. Don't do it. So, this is my short video where I'm actually just trying to get it all out and vent because it affected me so much. So, drop a like, drop a share, drop a subscribe. I will try to pull it more together so you guys can understand really the devastation that I have been through. But I think the video really speaks for itself, and I can only hope that peace, light, and love are coming. So thank you for watching, and thank you for listening to me and my self-vent. Yeah, peace out. Thanks. How do I end this? Do I just be cute? Do I just be weird? Like, alright. Peace out, my dudes.